You're watching News Channel 11 in your corner at 11.
Working for the post office, I got a little niche in, and I can get them to him, and he gets them back to me to get delivered.
Millions of letters roll into post offices during the holiday season, postmarked for Santa. How one woman here in our region helps get those Christmas wish lists to the North Pole just in time. Coming up.
I mean, you just don't see that kind of kindness much anymore. And for somebody to go out of their way for so many people that he don't even know.
Employees of a local restaurant are calling it a Christmas miracle. A secret Santa pays for the meals of dozens of families, sparking a movement to pay it forward. Good evening and Merry Christmas. I'm Sydney Cameron in for Sarah Diamond.
And I'm Curtis McCloud in for Josh Smith. We begin tonight with more severe weather slamming the South. The region has been unable to shake stormy weather that is blamed for death and destruction since Wednesday. The National Weather Service confirms a tornado touched down in Jefferson County in Alabama at about 5 this evening. It was moving toward the city of Birmingham.
Some residents of northern Mississippi say they're just glad to be alive this Christmas. 14 people in 3 states, including Tennessee, were killed. Forecasters say there's still a risk of flooding.
Meteorologist Brian Walter is monitoring conditions in our region. Brian, you think the heaviest rain is over, but we're still not out of the woods just yet.
Yeah, that's right. We're still under a flood watch for most of the area. That includes northeast Tennessee, a good chunk of southwest Virginia and eastern Kentucky as well. But the heaviest rain has definitely passed us. Still dealing with some light to moderate showers across the area right now. Generally along Interstate 81. That's where we're finding most of the rainfall right now. We'll back things out just a little bit. A lot of heavy rain still off to our south, and some of this moisture coming our way throughout the rest of the night tonight and into tomorrow. So again, not out of the woods just yet, but any additional rainfall, especially any heavy rainfall, could maybe lead to some localized flooding over about the next 12 to maybe 24 hours at most here. Right now, temperatures outside close to 60, so very mild for this time of year. We'll fall back just a few more degrees. Watch out for some areas of fog to develop. It was dense last night. I think we could see that again in some places by the morning hours. Here's your forecast for Saturday, waking up in the mid-50s, but a very warm day. A few lingering showers, especially in the morning. I think temperatures still to headline. Highs close to 70, but cooler air in store for our 7-day forecast. And you guessed it, guys, more rain on the way as well. Full details in just a few more minutes. Back to you.
All right, Brian, thanks. As families and friends sat down to the dinner table to celebrate Christmas, a Secret Santa stunned dozens of families at a local restaurant tonight.
This is just an amazing story. Not only did he pay for everyone's meals at Shoney's in Johnson City this evening, his act of kindness started a chain reaction, prompting others to pay it forward.
Tonight was a miracle for, for a lot of people, and it was simply because of that one man.
The Secret Santa's waitress says he paid for $1,000 worth of meals for people sitting in the restaurant. On top of that, the mystery diner tipped every waiter $100. Soon after, others at Shoney's offered to pay for the meals of others, hoping to continue the Christmas cheer. The waitress says the act of kindness could not have come at a better time.
At the end of the night, when we were tired and, we were missing our family, and, didn't want to stand up no more and wanted the night to be over, everything came right at the right time.
An incredible story. As for the Secret Santa, he wanted to remain anonymous, but Shoney's employees tell us many people, including themselves, were in tears at the selfless act of generosity.
Thanks to the generosity of our community, thousands of people enjoyed a hot Christmas meal today. For more than 30 years, the Haven of Mercy in Johnson City has opened its doors to welcome those who are less fortunate. Volunteers work for days to serve up the Christmas Day feast. Even Santa made a surprise visit, armed with toys for each child.
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas!
50 volunteers helped serve nearly 5,000 meals today alone.
Churches across our region also opened their doors to feed hundreds of people on Christmas. For 34 years, Emmanuel Episcopal Church in Bristol, Virginia has hosted a free meal that has turned into a holiday tradition. Church members say it's their way of helping to spread a little Christmas joy.
It just gives us an opportunity to give back to our community and share in Christmas joy.
It's open to anyone who wants to be a part of or come out and eat and enjoy the music and everything else. More just a sense of family than anything else.
The annual dinner started back in 1981 and is hosted by church members and volunteers. For the past 60 years, the North American Aerospace Defense Command, or NORAD, has tracked Santa's sleigh on Christmas Eve.
Yeah, and despite the weather, you can always count on old St. Nick to deliver. As millions of children around the world eagerly waited for his arrival, others turned to NORAD to track down old St. Nick's route. Dozens of children were greeted to another big surprise. Get this, First Lady Michelle Obama was among the volunteers helping NORAD for the holidays. She took calls from children and their parents for the 6th straight year.
This is probably my favorite story of the night. As Santa prepared for his big night to deliver gifts to good boys and girls, he knew that his elves and special helpers made it all possible.
Yeah, one of those special helpers was tasked with getting thousands of letters to old St. Nick.
Dear Santa, my name is Lauren and I'm 9 years old. I hope you and your reindeer are feeling okay because the air in the north is very cold.
One woman has diligently sorted some of Santa's mail at the Johnson City Post Office for more than a decade. She tells me the joy and hope in each letter is part of the reason she enjoys spreading some Christmas magic.
Dear Santa Claus, we have been very good this year.
For more than a decade, Johnson City mail carrier Valorie Hall has gotten thousands of letters.
I get a lot of letters.
From children eager to get their Christmas demands to old St. Nick.
He needs a new tooth.
So she works hard every year,
Because it's about the kids.
mostly on her own time, just to make sure for each child's letter makes it to the North Pole and into Santa's hands.
He gets everyone, he reads everyone, but then he gives them to his elves to make sure that they get their letter back, and then they get to me, and I make sure they get delivered.
All this while still handling her day-to-day deliveries. She says working for Santa is near and dear to her heart.
Let's see if there's letters in here. Oh, look.
Her start as a helper dates back many years ago when her own children wrote letters to Santa.
When my babies were little, I wanted them to get a special letter back from Santa, and I actually paid for it. And then I found out the post office sends them to Santa, and they come back free, and you don't even need to put a stamp on your letter to Santa.
This year, Santa got about 300 letters. That's down half of the number of letters he's gotten in years past.
Hopefully, it lets them know that there is somebody out there who knows what they need. You may not get everything you wanted under the tree, but there's somebody out there who cares.
Cares like Valorie Hall does. On Christmas Eve, she goes out and hand-delivers some letters that may not make it in time. She recalled seeing the reaction of one young girl.
The little girl dropped her gift, ran straight to the door, and said, "See, I told you Santa would write me back."
It's that reaction, that hope and joy that keeps Valorie going each year.
Moments like that, you know, it means a lot to them as well.
Lending a helping hand to not just Santa, but to the many children who still believe. How about that? I just like
love
that,
it.
right? Wasn't that good? I love to see stories like that, especially during this time of year.
I know, so cute.
Right, it is. Well,